Stay up, you silly little bitch.
Hey guys, welcome back to the RobPOP channel, your pop culture fix. I'm back here today with yet another reaction video. The last one I did, well the very first one I did, the Kim Petras reaction to her Slut Pop EP, went down a storm and I love doing it, so I couldn't wait for the next album that I cared about to come out, and that has happened today. Rewind back to 2002, 2003, I was an Avril Lavigne stan, complicated, skater boy, all of the above. 5 or 6 year old me was shaking in his boots. And today Avril Lavigne returns with another album, returning back to her pop punk roots with Love Sux. I am so excited to see what this album has to offer. The singles leading into this, Bite Me and Love It When You Hate Me, have been some of the best songs I've heard from Avril in years. We're talking since probably just since Rock and Roll, which is an absolute underrated jam. Can we just point that out right now? I would die for Rock and Roll. What an absolute banger.
I love it. I mean, I'm so passionate about it, and it's what I do.
I wasn't wild on her last album, but this album I feel like is going to be a return to her just being fun, all killer, no filler. Fingers crossed. Avril, it's over to you. It's time to react to Love Sux. Okay, let's not waste any time. Track number 1, Cannonball. This is how you do an intro. What an intro! This is like 0 to 100. This is track 1, straight out the gates. I'm ready. This makes me so happy. This is just Avril doing Avril. No attempt to like reinvent her sound. And it sounds so good. The energy on this song is like unmatched. Like track 1, I'm shook. The pacing of the verses makes this chorus, which is slightly slowed down, feel even more anthemic. Pop the fuck up, Avril! Yes! You've never seen a camper rocker. Fuck me, I need to stop swearing. That is an intro. Some people use intros as a way to just like ease you into an album. Avril really said from the first second of this album, I'm gonna have your adrenaline pumping and I am not gonna let you off your leash for 33 minutes and 36 seconds. So I am gonna need a rest after this album. What an intro. Cannonball is a cannonball. What an amazing track. If the rest of the album follows suit like this, Avril, it's good to have you back. Oh! Okay, next up, in the most obvious collaboration of the century, we have Avril Lavigne teaming up with Machine Gun Kelly for Boys Lie. I feel like this is the next single that they're pushing, so high expectations because I love the last Machine Gun Kelly song with Willow. Slightly softer than the last intro, but I mean really it had to be. Anything was going to feel tamer in comparison to Cannonball. She sounds so good, her voice just has never aged. This is cute. I didn't think it was gonna be this cute. This is just a natural match. And they sound really good together. That's no surprise. This is such a great hook. Boys Lie. Like, immediate earworm, we're 1 minute and 20 in, and it's just got a really familiar sound without being too basic. Oh, this album is just warming my heart. I feel like I've gone back like 15 years. I like the way that they're doing a line each. It really feels like a collaboration. You know when people invite someone on for the song and they do like 4 lines? But this feels like a genuine collaboration. Oh, well, Girls Lie Too. I'm still coming down from the adrenaline rush that was Cannonball, so anything that came after it was always going to be a bit like, okay, let's bring it down a notch, let's bring it down. But I feel like this is going to have a lot of replay factor. I thought it was such a good collaboration. As I said during the track, this wasn't just a case of, get MJ and GK to just write a few lines and appear on the song. It was a proper collaboration where it felt like both artists felt involved. It matched both of their sounds perfectly. They sounded great together vocally. 2 out of 2, and I'm seeing that the next 2 songs are the singles, so I'm waiting for a bad track. Is it gonna come? I don't know. Okay, coming up next, we've got track 3. This is a song that I already know, already love, was obsessed with in like November last year. It's Bite Me. I forget every time how much of that intro scares the fuck out of me whenever it comes on unplanned.
This is how oppressive. Ah! What the fuck?
Ah, yeah! This has not got old at all. This was an amazing lead single to bring back with. I think this should have been a bigger hit than it was. I feel like I've made my feelings known in past videos about songs being so short these days, but I don't feel shortchanged by the 2 minutes and 39 that I get from this song. Those AOs when they're actually in the song are just so good. They just make me want to see Avril live and scream that at the top of my lungs. I'm sensing a theme 3 songs in, and almost every song has had this same middle 8 where the music kind of dies out and you've just got like that kind of subtle guitar in the background, but the vocal takes precedence and then it smashes into the final chorus. A tried and tested formula. It's worked on all 3 songs so far. Baby, you can bite me. I love that song. In fact, I feel like I'd forgotten how much I loved that song until the last 2 weeks I've started playing it again in anticipation for Love Sux dropping, and hearing it there, oh, it just feels up there with Avril at her best. Like, Bite Me is the moment. It probably will be the best track on this album. There's a reason why it was a lead single, just so good. You know with some artists how you kind of like want them to reinvent themselves? Avril is like the exact opposite of that. Like, I do not care in the slightest, but it sounds exactly like what she was doing 17 years ago, because she's just so good at doing it. Next up, track 4, we've got another single which is equally fantastic. This is Love It When You Hate Me, featuring Blackbear. I love how in comparison to Bite Me, this song starts off quite slow and dreamy almost. I think 3 tracks in, which have been high energy, I think it kind of needs this. I think this comes at a good time in the album. Fall for you every time. Again, exactly the same as MGK being on Boys Lie. I think that Blackbear sounds great on this song. Doesn't just sound like he's phoned in a verse for a couple of pennies. This album is just joy to me. So happy when you get cold, don't call me baby. I love it when you hate me. Another slower middle 8. I think this song is the closest to what I would say is like a modern song. I feel like some of the songs that Avril is doing and that Travis Barker is producing recently are deliberately meant to sound like they have been directly stripped from the mid to early 2000s, and that is the purpose of them. I feel like this song feels more current. It feels in line with the sort of things that Olivia Rodrigo is doing at the moment, and it's a good reminder that Avril, while she is harking back and reminding us of why we love her, that there is development in that pop punk sound. It has moved in certain places. I think having someone like Blackbear on it and just having like subtle, slight urban feels to it are signs of development. I think we need this album. We need this joy. I feel like a lot of albums in 2021 lacked fun, and Avril is just unadulterated fun here. Straight on to track 5, we've got the album title. We've got Love Sux coming. Let's get it going. Yes! No! Very American Idiot adjacent, right? I'm not the only one hearing that. This bit is so interesting to me. The track really breaks down at a point where you don't expect it to, but like allows the chorus to accelerate. This is such an anthem! Avril! Oh! We love that everybody clap along moment. I'm done. I don't want to be 25, I want to be like 10 again.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
I'm in a relationship, so I don't need a breakup anthem, but like, if I did, oh my god, this would be the one. Oh, what an anthem. Why is Avril not like #1 for 20 weeks? Why is Love Sux not going to be the good for you of 2022? Because in a perfect world, it would be. That's gonna be one of my favourites at the very end. While I try and calm down, track number 6, Kiss Me Like the World is Ending. More energy. The energy just keeps on going. My heart's gonna give way by the end of this album. I mean, this has another familiar kind of feeling, like the melody of it, the progression of it. Just when I keep thinking, oh, this song might bore me, it's getting a bit done. She adds like another layer to the chorus where she pops off again, and I'm like, okay, I'm not bored at all. I like this. It's not the most exciting yet, but like, out of 6 fantastic songs, it's another fantastic song. Come on, Avril! Come on, vocals! Come on, vocals! I feel like we underrate Avril as a vocalist. Of the 6 so far, this is probably like my least favourite, but that's only because the previous 5 gave me either so much energy or like so much hook. So we're talking, this is like a 7 out of 10 on an album full of 8, 9s and 10s so far. So if that's the worst that it gets, then that's fine by me, because it's still a great song. I think this is the turning point where I kind of want a song to do something a little bit different. Not wildly, I'm not saying I need a ballad, but I feel at this point, it's 6 songs of stuff that is different shades of the same thing, and I'd like something that just showed a little bit of a different side. Track 7, Avalanche. Why did that intro remind me of The Fear by Lily Allen? I'm liking this so far. It's a bit softer. This has come at the perfect time. And again, great vocals. Stop sleeping on Avril's vocals. I feel like this is the first vulnerable moment on the album, and if anyone does a great rockish ballad, it's Avril. Wow. This production is fantastic. Okay, this is really lovely actually. This is really quite gorgeous. This has culminated into something really beautiful. Wow. Midway through that, I felt like it was lacking something, and then around like the 2-minute mark, it just took off, and I don't even think I spoke for about a minute. I was really taken in. I was really sucked in by that song. Lyrically, that was really beautiful. I have such a personal affection towards Avril ballads. This isn't a standard ballad. It had more energy than a usual ballad. But When You're Gone, I'm With You, Keep Holding On, like, oh, she just is one of the best people at doing this kind of sound. And by the end, I was all in my feels. Track 8, Deja Vu. And we're back. Emotional moment, cleansed, done. This is reminding me of another song of hers. What is this reminding me of? Someone please tell me in the comments. We'll never know! We'll never know! I like this. I'm still a little bit in my feels. Is it kind of like Hot by her? Make me wanna drive, so ridiculous, I can barely stop. Maybe? This is great though, of its own right. She's bringing back the clap. We're ready to see her in concert and clap along. That one didn't grab me as much on first listen, but I think that's because I wasted a good 75% of the song trying to work out what it reminded me of. But another great song. As I said earlier, the least good Avril song on this album would be the best on many other people's albums. Still yet to hear a bad song, still yet to be bored of anything, still loving this. Avril just knows how to do this kind of sound, so of course she's not gonna fuck it up. Next up, track 9, F You. Quite a few of these songs are giving me quite Green Day feels, and of course Blink-182 themselves. This is 100% got to be a Travis Barker production. Yeah! I like these little instrumental breaks in it, they're great. I love the melody on this, her voice sounds fantastic. Anya! This is another amazing song! Avril, you better stop! I've loved the production of this. I think the production of this is one of the best yet. Another song that felt very, very classic to this style of music. But Avril Lavigne just won't let up. She's not letting her foot off my neck at this rate. We're on to track 10 next, and I'm like, there is just not going to be a bad song here, is there? F You is up there. It's up there with my favourites of the album so far. It just feels like so perfectly curated to appeal to fans of this music of many years, but to easily appeal to people who are just growing up with this music now. This is such a great introduction to this sound, like she sounds so good in it. Track 10, All I Wanted, featuring Mark Hoppus. This feels like it's been sped up. I need to get a whoa-oh counter going on because this is like the 4th song with a whoa-oh. I don't wanna waste my time. I'm unsure of how well their voices go together. Not my favourite collaboration yet, but they both offer something great to the song because they're veterans of the style. I'm not as wild about that, like I like it. Mark Hoppus, Blink-182, very much a legend amongst this type of music. I just don't think his voice went as well with Avril's as the likes of Machine Gun Kelly and Blackbear's. I feel like the blend wasn't quite as strong. It kind of reminded me in places of like Fat Lip by Sum 41, which is no mean feat. It just repeated a lot of things we've heard in other tracks but done better. So again, not a bad song. I'm not claiming this to be a bad song, but not a highlight for me. If this video now starts to look a little differently, my battery just ran out, but I feel like it's given me time to recharge my batteries for this album because it is a lot. And moving on, track 11, Dare to Love Me. A softer moment, which I'm definitely here for. Slightly cliche lyric. Liking the build on this, I feel like it has got a potential to be another pretty gorgeous moment. This is quite raw and stripped back, but I felt the same about Avalanche and that really took off at the end. This is oddly paced, it's kind of not stripped back, but not going all the way there. It's kind of teetering on the edge of doing something. It kind of did something. I do think it's lacking something. It's lacking an edge that attached me to Avalanche. Again though, I must have said it about 10 times in this video, but vocally she's doing it for me. I feel like that didn't grab me quite in the way Avalanche did, but it was a cute moment, it was nice, it was sweet. I feel like lyrically it didn't speak to me quite as much as Avalanche. It was a bit sort of generic on that front. We've had such a high impact album so far. If we're falling slightly short by track 11, not every album can be just completely flawless, and this isn't the strongest moment. In fact, we're probably talking maybe my least favourite. But it's a very cute moment. It's Avril being a bit more vulnerable, which she does fantastically, and her vocals are great. Okay, we're on to the last track. We're already there. It's time for the very last track. It's Break of a Heartache, clocking in at 1 minute and 51. I don't know if this is going to act as some kind of outro. If the outro is as balls to the wall as the intro, I'm probably going to leave this video with my neck detached from my body because of whiplash. So let's see what she's giving me. I think it would be rude of her not to go out with a bang because this album is given so much. Another song that must be at like 160 beats per minute, just like whoop. She's going fast lyrically, but I'm struggling to even catch what she's saying. This literally sounds like it's been sped up. This is fun. This is a really fun ending. I feel like it summarises the album very nicely.
Period.
That rounded off the album very nicely. It's not an album highlight, but it's not the worst thing that came from the album. It was a nice encapsulation of everything that we just heard with a succinct goodbye, and Avril's done, drop mic, she's over. I really enjoyed that album. I'm really interested to see what other people think. I can only go off my own opinion. I don't really care about lyrical content that much. I can see a few people, if they are like pop punk purists and were into this music in like back when it was big in the early 2000s, I can see them looking at a 37-year-old Avril Lavigne album with lyrics like this and saying that it's a bit juvenile, that it really should be a bit more developed. And I can understand that argument. I know that people want to see development in their artists. This doesn't seem like a massive progression from where she was at with like her first album, like an Under My Skin. But the way I see it, Avril's had a massive hiatus. She's gone through difficult health times. And I feel like she just wanted to come back to doing what she loves and doing what she does best. And for me, I'm like, so who really cares if some of it's a bit juvenile? Who really cares if this is a 37-year-old singing songs that could be sung by a teenager? I really don't care because I think Avril does it so well. I think vocally she's on point with this. She brings the fun, she brings the energy. She makes me smile. And I've said this before and I'll say it again throughout many other reaction videos. I'm not a music critic. I can only react to how music makes me feel, and I know this album made me feel happy. So she could be singing la 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 la. The cat sat on the mat, she shat. And if it makes me smile, then it makes me smile. I'm not a curator of quality. So this album ticked the boxes for me. Highlights for me, ignoring the singles, Love Sux had me hook, line and sinker, obsessed, loved it, absolutely obsessed with that. Avalanche, for opposite reasons, really gorgeous song. I really wasn't sure where it was going until about 2 minutes in, but when it really did hit in, I was really emotionally there. And Avril does ballads so fantastically that I think this was an example of the quality she can create. And I loved Cannonball. Cannonball was such a good intro. I feel like it prepped me for the entire album. It was like, you better be strapped in. It asked for my seatbelt within 2 seconds and I was like, yep, I'm ready. This was just fun. If you want a good fun album and you just want to let your hair down and you just wanting to sing into a hairbrush, feel a bit of teenage angst, I think this album is fantastic. I'd probably give it we're giving it like an 8 out of 10. It was slightly burnt out towards the end for me. But when an album comes in with so much energy, there's only so long you can stay at 100 before your energy dips. So that's that. Love Sux did not suck. I really, really love this album. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Maybe you weren't so much of a fan, but I'm here for all opinions. All opinions are warranted on this channel. If you like this video, please hit like and hit the subscribe button if you like what you see, and hit that bell to get notifications every time I upload another video. We've got some great albums and coming around the corner that I can't wait to react to. Charlie is coming, guys. She's coming. So make sure that you're here with me along for the ride. But for now, me and my Avril loving heart are departing, so good night.